Hey, Afaron. Yes, Sharla, what is it? Guess who just toppled the drug smuggling organization? Even though she can't learn any topple arts. Hi there, I'm SiMaxD, call me Sai or Max, whichever you prefer, and in this episode of Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, after that odd bit, I figured we'd go and make some further advancements in restoring Colony 6.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that I probably should have done in hindsight was actually mention which particular items can be traded for the level 1 category. Though at the same time, probably wouldn't have too much trouble with level 1 stuff. But I'm going to do it from now on with level 2. When it comes to level 2 housing, you can trade Bunny Ascentwards with Bokoko over at the Tall Marsh as early as 1 star. Meanwhile, Puko over in Frontier Village will offer Fossil Monkeys at 2-star affinity. For Commerce level 2, you can once you get the Frontier Village affinity up to 3 stars, you can trade Pode Planks from Looper, whereas Ready Coils can be obtained from Olga the moment she returns to Colony 6. In the nature category, there aren't any trades available for Quadwing bags, but for the Empress Beetle, Dobba Dobba will gladly part with one, if you can get up to 4 stars. Considering it's from the Empress Beetle is from Frontier Village and which has its collection points all condensed into a relatively small navigate area, could be alright. That's the trading, I mean. And finally, for the second special facility, if you don't want to go through the hassle of dealing with the nebulae type enemies, you can obtain the dust elements from Hoko via trading. However, this must happen while he's still at Frontier Village, and Central Bionis Affinity is at 4 stars. We'll get to that in a moment. And if you somehow didn't get as lucky as I did when gathering sea berries, Dahlia will offer them at Alchemoth the moment you set foot there. With that out of the way, let's start by increasing the commerce first. Because why not? It definitely looks a bit different without the housing, doesn't it? The commerce levels increased by 1, we've got 3 new shops to explore.
Yeah.
Let's add some nature to this. Because I don't feel like restoring anything in proper order. Huh. And with that, enemies are attacking one of the colony's ether planters. Maybe they are attracted to the ether there. Fend off the attack before one of the inhabitants gets hurt. Which means I can finally talk about this hint that's been in my tutorial for so long. Monster attacks. During Reconstruction, monsters will attack the ether planters, which supply the ether needed for the reconstruction process. If monsters are present, the pace of reconstruction will drop, so deal with them as quickly as you can. What they mean by this? You can still build facilities even though the ether planters are malfunctioning, as seen here. But it actually has to do with your completion percentage. This first Defend Colony 6 quest will trigger the moment the completion percentage reaches 15% or higher. As you saw before I reconstructed the farm, it went down to 13%. It's currently 16 now. So yeah, that's what these giant green glowing tuning forks all over the place are for. Now if you'll excuse me, I have some collectibles. Both here at the... I forget what that center was called. And also over here at the Amu farm that I can never be bothered to find the main gates for, so I usually try to jump it. Fence, I mean. Is this seriously the only gate? I wonder why I never bothered to use it. Oh, there's another one over here. So when it comes to this first attack, your best path is to go ship travel to the freight road and then head up the cliff. With the attack kind of over, everything should be back to normal. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a few hoxes I need to deal with. And now we go back to Juju and find that, yep, our completion percentage went from 16 to 19. Now, how's about I get the housing up to level 2 along with everything else? And with all categories at level 2, we get an experience up 25%. What a bad gem. Yeah. If I recall... Oh yeah, 21%. Next two should do it. Alright, the small bags were useful for something. But yeah. As we can see from the materials listed, we can actually get to level 3 in both housing and commerce. Whereas nature and special, adjacent park, will require us to grab some materials from a new area. Specifically, Valak Mountain. I'm gonna leave it for now though. After all, I want to focus on what can be done at level 2 and such. First up on the list, Immigrants. We already know that both Verna and Talanoff will be able to relocate to the colony as soon as every facility is at level 1. When everything's at level 2, we can now bring 3 more residents to the mix. The first of which is Makrish over here at Alchemorph during the day. As long as you got the housing to level 2, she'll be willing to join, no problem. Someone who advocates equal rights amongst all races, Colony 6 should be probably the best thing for her. Best thing for her. Our next stop takes us over to the top housing level in Frontier Village. Because with both the housing and commerce at level 2, Hoko will be willing to go.
Oh, Hoko's so angry, you're going to burst! Hoko, leave village right now! You're not going to cook for no one in this smelly, nasty village.
Well, at least he's vocal about it. That's certainly one reason to head out to a whole new area. You can go ahead for now, Hoko. There's someone else I need to bring along to the colony with me. And finally, after getting the housing to level 2 and the population to 30 residents or higher, speak with Poka Poka, and Poka Poka is a proud gourmet food critic with a tongue like no other. But Poka Poka's tasting skills are not really needed here in village. Look at that! Definite food critic. Ain't that convenient? Ah yes, helping with the reconstruction by tasting food. And with that,
Yeah.
we'll find that those 3 sets of +2s to the so and such increase the percentage rate by, well, 6%. That's not all. Give me a moment, it's a bit hard to hear with all the traffic. Now if we go over to the more quieter section, what are you doing here, Shulk? Sometimes sometimes you're turning around in time with the beat of the music, and other times you're just... Once you get the completion percentage rate up to 25%, the theme song for Colony 6 will change. A nice little mark of progress, and oh, another opening in the fence I never realized. And just a nice little touch to help show how much you've progressed in restoring this area. Anyway, if we change the clock to the daytime, where there's a lot more everything going on. Alright, they say 3 shops have opened up, but only one of them can be offers purchasable goods. All of which are way below my point at this game. Huh. Oh well. Good place to grab a whole bunch of different basic arts manuals if you're after them. Not that you really need them, I reckon. All of that's done, and specifically with the commerce and nature at level 2, Berna will have a new quest for us. Psst. You guys, wanna make some money? Hear me out. This is a dead cert. I'm here to listen. Hello, we might yada yada be able to help. Good thinking, Shulk. Let's hear the problem first. Ah, don't worry, it's nothing dodgy. I've got a plan that'll make me the most famous bloke in the colony. But there's something I need before I can make it all happen. Wanna know what? Burner's specialty, of course. Selling ether crystals just isn't going to get me where I want to go. But Werner's got a sharp eye for the next big hit, don't you worry. See this flower garden, right? Stumble on my terrible German. See this flower garden, right? Oh, the butterflies love it. They love these flowers and more come every day now. That's where my plan comes in. They'll be my specialty. So, guys in or out? See, thought this through. Seems to be legitimate. Of course it is! You won't have to worry about me, I guarantee it! Well, your reputation in Colony 9 precedes you, Werner. That was a long time ago, don't you worry about that. I'm on the cusp of greatness here, I won't let you down! I need a few things to start making up my special product. I need flyer wings and flyer straws. Look at that, I don't have any of them here. Oh. Now you're talking. Right then, let's get to work. My new business partners. And count on us, we'll get it done. You know you can handle it. I'm just here to make a good impression. Thank you, Dumban! Now because I could have tackled this quest quite a while ago, I'm ridiculously over-leveled enough that Shulk can basically backslash him. How did I miss that? The only thing to note is that these climber and colony flyers only show up during the daytime. Ah, there's that brotherly side of Dumban. I mean, he already views Shulk as his brother-in-law, so... As a quick side note, you can actually trade flyer wings from a few NPCs. One of which we haven't met yet, and the other two... Well, first they gotta get to Colony 6, which requires a much higher level on Reconstruction. High enough that it kinda makes this quest completely worthless by the time you get to that point in the game. Now when it comes to the flyer straws, you have pretty much the entirety of the Bionis' leg to check them all. Since they drop from fine flyers over at the Gower Plain, and cloud flyers pretty much everywhere else. What a coincidence that I'd get both of those similar sounding post-battle dialogues nearly back to back. Unfortunately, there aren't any NPCs that'll offer up flyer straws for trade, so you're gonna basically have to gather these the old-fashioned way. No way. Did I really unlock Fights the Future from just... Oh man. That's actually pretty cool. Which reminds me, I recall... Ah, that's right, I forgot to mention. When it comes to these additional skill branches you can unlock, they actually require a lot less SP in order to max out, so Yeah, that can be an extra incentive to take a detour on one of these whenever you wish. You have to be kidding me. Ten minutes later. Well, at least we're done. With this quest, pretty much. Before you go back in, home Verna? Ah, I need come through for trusty Verna. Now I can make my butterfly biscuits and my... Well, I suppose I should tell you. My butterfly ribbons. Told you it was embarrassing. Dude, I know guys that are like twice your muscle density that knits for a hobby. It's nothing to be ashamed of. They'll make a great tie-in product to go with the biscuits, eh? Watch this space, fellow believers. They'll be the next best big thing. Good, it was our pleasure. Third time's the charm, I take it? Well, that I'll show you guys, because means this time next year I'll be a millionaire! Right, I've got a lot of work to do, so catch you later. Short and simple, no worries. Now before we start the other quests that I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, after completing a Gutsy Trader, speak with Matriona. The trader who butterflies to sell his wares. I don't trust him. Werner? Well, at least that's something. Now, before we speak to Microsh and see what issue she seems to have, I'd recommend having both Melia and Riki in the party for this. We'll find out pretty quickly why. Oh, what can I do? Oh, it's you again. A little trouble, there's something worrying you. Solving one or two problems should be a small matter for you. I'm happy even if you're just saying that to be nice. Right, let's give them some hope. Thank you kindly. I must share something with you. I've always practiced acceptance of other cultures and people. Way back in Alchemoth, I lived with a Heropon boy. One day, he just up and left. Worried that he might be lost and hungry. Worse. Ricky feels for bird girl. It's not like good Heropon little pond to run away from kind bird lady. Understand, good. But let's not get sidetracked by me being correct. Yes, Ricky, sorry. What a good little thing you are. I've searched for him everywhere, you see, but I can't find him. He's so kind as to lend a hand in his search. The missing lodger. Locate the missing Noparik. An NPC who only shows up if Microsh has located the Colony 6. I'm sure we'll find out the reason why shortly. I'm truly grateful. Most striking character traits are that he's shy, but quite cheeky. He enjoys playing in grassy areas and goes by the name Noparik. Rik. I gave him that name, by the way. Good luck, and I hope you find him safe. Count on us, we'll get it done. Wow, Sharla is Heropon just like Riki! It's an honor, Riki. But we'll need your help too, oh mighty Heropon. Now if we head over into the middle of the Hope Farm... What? It'd be you guys! I never think thinks any... Oh, I totally gotta go... Why what? It'd be you guys. I never thinks anyone would discover that I moved here. Oh well. Can I do something for ya? Yeah, I'm going with a stupid accent because why not? The Chris be looking for me. You guys just don't stop helping people, does ya? Well, I half expected she would come looking for me. I suppose is deter and say hello once in a while. I'd be dying for a good meal. Meal. See her around the colony. Yep, that just happened. That really just happened. Well, at least we increased the Reconstruction by another 2%. I don't think Makrish got the memo that Nopon age at a similar rate to Holmes. Ah yes, a beacon of harmony indeed. And Noparik for me. Thought I'd never get him back. However can I repay you? Good, it was our pleasure. Oh, thank you, Riki. You helped out too. Guess I should expect nothing less from you, kind souls. After all, you're the ones who are rebuilding the colony for us. So nice. So nice. It won't be long before this colony is truly multicultural. I'm going to do my best to help it on its way as well. It might only be 30%, but it's still a pretty useful gem to keep a hold of. I'll mention a specific, in particular for a specific boss we'll fight later on in the story that really can mess with you with this debuff. If you speak to Makrish again after completing this quest, hey Talonif, everyone is quick to praise his talent and flair for food. But I just don't see it. I suppose everyone is different, but don't hate me for my tastes. For someone who advocates equality, you sure are having a bit of trouble connecting with the people around you. Oh yeah, one other thing I forgot to mention is that once you get to level 2, it was the nature, then this side door opens up for you, so just a nice little side route you can take if you don't want to go through the main path. After completing the missing lodger, head back out here to the Amu farm to speak with Noparik about something. It feels like a moth flying head first into an ether lamp over and over. Oh, please, 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 I need your help. No trouble, there's something roaring you. Guy moves about quite a bit whenever you... Now, don't tell me you forgot that great favour yes did me. It did me. After you found me, I went back to say hello to her. Before I knows it, I'm back to square one and under her wings. Feed me awful food, my life be a living nightmare. Strokes and pats me non-stop, and makes me sleep on her bed. The worst be when I have to carry shopping like a pack army. Treat me just like a servant. I can't bear it anymore. Help me wins my freedom back, will ya? He appreciates that I am still young and not worldly wise. But is this how Nopon are treated back in the Imperial capital? Spot on, lady. It's terrible. To me, it just seems as if she is being a little... protective? Or maybe some middle-aged Nopon like to be treated as pets? This unique comment is just... You all know who this is targeted at. But I not be one of them. Feel as if she be mocking me. So, please help a guy in need. So here we have a branching quest objective. Either we can grab some smelly perfume at the poison swamp, in Satul Marsh. Or we can speak to Makrish about the matter. Okay, my plan be simple. I need smelly perfumes. If I smells so unbearably bad, he will not let me in the house. But you must keep this a secret. Do not tell Makrish. You can count on us, we'll get it done. Took a while, but yep. 8 hearts of affinity with Elitan in this run, so that's good. I'm gonna save real quick. Now, because we are a responsible adult, let's speak to Makrish about the matter first. Have you perchance seen Noparik? I can see from your face you have. Tell me please, what is he doing? But that's what Noparik is planning. And I have a plan for him. Gets me some pure perfume. Its scent is magnificent, and the complete opposite of his one. If you give that to Noparik, his plan will be foiled. And with that, you can no longer obtain the smelly perfume. And if you did go out of your way to obtain it beforehand, well, it's gone. For the pure perfume, I recommend you go to the Divine Sanctuary up here, leap off, because it's located on this little isle here. Gotta admit, the view here is pretty beautiful. And the whole secluded nature of this little isle, combined with this one red-leafed tree here amongst the greenery, give it a very special vibe to it. Check in with Noparik after grabbing the pure perfume, and I see you have what I need. Huh? Wait a minute. It smells good. You be sure it'll work, and I will use it. It goes pamper myself up and puts my plan into action. I will soon be free. Make sure you goes to see Makrish later on. She's will need a shoulder to cry on when she rejects me. Farewell and wish me's luck. Lux? Check in with Makrish and... Makrish smells like nature intended. Thank you for handing him the wrong perfume. Now I can cuddle and snuggle with him forever and ever. I'm pretty sure the smell of nature isn't exactly what pure perfume entails. I don't know what the bother is with different people. I believe that it's beautiful being honest with everyone. I am ever so happy. This is the best day ever. And I hope you have people to thank. I have my people to thank for my happiness. Speak to Noparik after the matter and on me. It looked like I has to play with, you know, certain girl. She drove me up the wall, round the bend, and to my wit's end!
Really?
She never get angry when I does not do my chores. She just look at me with her dopey eyes and strokes my fur. Does you think she's fallen in love with Noparik? If so, then it's probably the kind of affection that a person would share to a newborn puppy or kitten. Even when said pet decides to They're up into a bunch of stuff just to entertain themselves. Now, if we head back in time and then branched off into a parallel universe, I don't know where I'm going with this. You can find the smelly perfume by jumping into the poison swamp here in the central area of the Satol Marsh. If you give him the smelly perfume instead, I see you have what I need. Whoa! That smell bad! Oh, now I know this will work. I shall go and pamper myself up. Ugh. Then I will soon be free. Oh, she turned me away! It feels so good to be free from that cramped house and slave master. And now the fields, the trees and the rivers be my home. It's be not much, but please take this as a token of my thanks. Farewell. Pretty much the only difference in reward is whether or not you gain a sky cap or shell leggings over whichever slot. Of course, the biggest difference I'd say just pick whichever version you want. This is probably the only exception. In my case, in the case of context of this Let's Play, this is probably the only time when I'm going to go for the what seems to be the worst two affinity gains. I mean, we're still a Colony 6 celebrity now, so... Alright, I forgot about that. I realised that a roof over my head was better than living wild. I wanted to see the world, spread my wings and find myself. That'd be when I realised he's been looking over me all this time. Why do you have to make this even more of a moral quandary? Now I is free from my krish, I can get on with my life. Here I is, doing what I can to get by in life. So yeah. Pick your poison, or rather, pick your perfume, I guess. I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure how much time is going to pass in post-production because I'm going to be editing out a lot of stuff. So, if I don't continue on with the next few quests I have planned, then I'm going to just end things here. If that's the case, may you have a good day. And I'm not entirely sure where I'm going to pop this in episode-wise, but here we are, it's the Mechon wreckage site. If you have a white cloud affinity between Sharla and Riki, you can see the heart-to-heart, a Heropon's perspective.
Sharla, tell Riki about Mechon.
The Mechon? Why?
Riki know nothing about history of Mechon with Hom Hom. Riki feels stupid.
But I'm not the best person to ask. There's so much to cover, I'm not sure where to start.
Sharla should hurry up.
I'm sorry, Riki, it's just... As long as I remember, the Mechon had been the enemy. But if you asked me why, I couldn't answer you.
Yeah, Riki not know too.
What do you think of when someone mentions the Mechon?
Mechon look like sad machines.
What are you talking about? Are you saying they feel sorry for them?
Sharla not like Riki's words?
Well, I guess I don't mean that. So different, we're bound to see things differently.
Riki think Mechon with face is most sad looking.
I don't disagree with you there. When we found out there were homs inside of them, it was shocking to say the least.
Riki feel lucky to travel with Sharla and friends. Riki learn lots. Riki feel scared most of the time, but see and hear many things. They make Riki better Heropon.
That's an unusual perspective. I've never seen them that way, but I guess I can see what you mean.
Riki always think this.
Well, our backgrounds are very different. Never had time to think about their feelings.
Sharla has lost many friends. Riki not sensitive to Sharla. Riki always pon around when she talks serious.
No, Riki, it's not that. It's actually quite nice to find someone who thinks differently. The Mechon have never attacked your home, thank goodness. So it's natural that you'd have a different perspective.
Are so kind to Riki. Riki know not to know what to say.
Alright, Riki, you don't have to say anything. Well, this is unusual for you, Riki. I mean, curiosity is a good thing, but what's brought this on?
Riki glad Sharla asked. When Mechon attack colonies, Riki and villagers know nothing. Just sit in village, ponning about like normal day.
Guess Magna wasn't really on the Mechon's radar.
Riki never saw a Mechon before, only heard of them in whispers. Prison Island was the first time Riki saw faced one. Riki's scared. Sharla was brave though. Riki embarrassed.
Don't beat yourself up, Riki. I've been fighting the Mechon since I was, well, your height.
Sharla and friends stronger than Riki. Riki not good enough.
Considering the kind of skills, arts, and stats you have, that is nonsense, Riki. Yep, that's a negative good. I think you've got it all wrong.
Really?
I know the Nopon and Mechon never crossed paths before, but that doesn't mean I think any less of you in a fight.
Sharla and friends think Riki crash pow Mechon okay?
Yes, so stop worrying about it. We all have our own reasons for fighting, you included. Whether we lost something or have people to fight for.
Yay! Riki glad he talked to Sharla.
Hope I helped, at least a little bit. Just remember, you're one of us. We're all in this together. No, that's not true, Riki. It's got into you. This isn't the Riki I know. Normally you're brimming with self-confidence.
Really? Riki not Riki?
We know the Nopon and Mechon never crossed paths before, but that doesn't mean we think you're not up to the challenge. You're one of us, Riki.
Riki sorry, Sharla. Riki feel better now.
Don't mention it, Riki. We've all got our own reasons for fighting in this war. Some fight for their family, some for the friends they lost.
Riki happy he talked to Sharla. Riki super happy.
You and me are friends, Riki. Don't ever forget that. Let's fight to the very end, for all the people of this world.